It's a rubber game in Houston tonight, whatever means they need to get to the ballpark. Astro fans are here and some Nats fans here as well. Should be a good one. It's a pitching matchup we've been looking forward to ever since we saw the matchups for this series, Dallas Keuchel and Stephen Strasburg. One's a lefty from a little-known private high school in Oklahoma. The other guy's a fireballing right-hander from a well-known Division I school in California. Beyond that, Strasburg and Keuchel, first overall pick in 2009 out of San Diego State, Stephen, and Keuchel not really drafted that high, 7th round. That's respectable. A little bit of collegiate action at Arkansas, but not that highly heralded. And as far as on the mound between the lines, they're pretty different.
Yeah, two different pitchers tonight. Lefty doesn't throw hard, a righty that throws hard, a lefty that gets a lot of ground balls, a righty that strikes people out. It's going to be fun to watch up here, not fun to hit tonight. When you look at the scout report on Dallas Keuchel, a lot of ground balls, so he's leading the American League in winning percentage, and he has a lowest ERA, so good luck tonight. The fastball looks like a strike a lot of times, and then it dips out of the zone late. That's why you see the high ground ball percentage at 66.4%. That leads the American League. So infielder's going to get a lot of work for the Astros tonight. And he throws a lot of double play balls. 17 double plays this year. That's the most in all of baseball. And then since 2014, check out the opponent's average on the slider. Lefties have trouble with him. He'll throw it on the back knee to righties. It's his out pitch when he needs a strikeout. He'll go to the changeup. But it's a guy that you have to take a lot of pitches off of and be patient. He doesn't throw a lot of strikes.
Since coming off the DL with a back problem, he had some neck issues earlier in the year. ERA not that great, but if he had more innings, he'd be at the top of many pitching categories in the American League. All right, now we're going to scout Stephen Strasburg. We all are pretty familiar with what he does, but from time to time, FP, it's good to really break things down what he's doing.
Yeah, a little reminder, out of the stretch this year, his velocity's up a tick. His fastball's averaging 96 miles an hour. He looked sharp against the Padres in his first start off the DL. And since 2012, check it out, 10.47 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's second most in the National League. So we know he can strike you out a lot of different ways, too, with the changeup, the curveball, the fastball, but the changeup has been deadly. When you look at the history of it since 2014, a 143 average against, 185 against this year. So, you know, Stephen Strasburg looked great against the Padres. The changeup was great, and he's got a big task tonight facing the best lineup in the American League.
Nats over the years, kind of a 500 ball club in interleague play, but not when Stephen's pitching. He's won 10 of 13, and the ERA is just over 3 runs a game. So our 3-day visit to Minute Maid Park with a lot of Nats fans in attendance about to come to an end, but it's an important rubber game coming up. Both teams heading out on the road, both want to win on getaway night. There's a storm coming, but we've got a great pitching matchup before that. by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Dramatic skyline of downtown Houston, getting ready for this one tonight. Stephen Strasburg for the Nats, and Dusty Baker before the game talking about how he felt upon Strasburg's debut in San Diego.
I mean, he looked good. I mean, he looked very good. And he's made one mistake in the game and they hit it over the fence. But other than that, he's, he looks ready. And he looks rested. And hopefully we cash in on all that all the way through the end of the season and hopefully in the postseason.
A guy the Nats need big time going down the stretch and deep into October. 6 innings, 4 hits, couple of runs, a walk and 8 strikeouts, 91 quality pitches in San Diego. Gave up the first inning home run. Really the only blemish on his day. What a matchup. Strasburg, Keuchel from Houston. Straight ahead. After overmatching Dan Kolko last night, goes after Howie Kendrick. They kept trying to put the cap on each other's ZFP. Didn't work at all from long distance, and short distance not very well either.
Yeah, they started about 5 steps back and they got right in front of each other. And Howie Kendrick, before a major league game, having fun with the mascot. I thought this was priceless. Finally puts it on his head. The crowd was into it and everybody cheered right here. So Orbit climbing up the scale of mascots in the big leagues, and those guys loved it. They got their nachos, their popcorn, they're ready for some baseball. They're going to see a good one here tonight.
The whole row getting behind this one. Nats are hitting .270, second in the National League. Wilmer Difo against lefties, and obvious what side of the plate he's stronger from this year. .392 right-handed. The Nats are 16-9 against left-handed starters this year. So as we go down the lineup, Pedro Severino gets in there as the DH. Matt Wieters jumped up to number 6, and Alejandro De Aza down there at the bottom. Michael A. Taylor up in the number 7 spot against Dallas Keuchel. 2 career starts against the Nats, a high ERA, 0-1. It has been a while.
Yeah, ranks first in the American League in winning percentage, .846. He's 11-2 on the year. First in ERA at 2.58. 7 shutout last start on the 18th against the A's. Gave up just 3 hits. Had a season high 17 ground balls, 16 ground ball outs. So needless to say, pretty good sinker. Slider's the wipeout pitch. Changeup pretty good too. Here's the defense tonight for the Astros behind Dallas Keuchel. Fisher, Springer, Reddick the outfield. Gonzalez, Bregman left side. Altuve, Gurriel right side. And Brian McCann behind the plate. This is our old friend Brian McCann.
DL 9 games with right knee soreness. He is back. And he's got some good career numbers against Strasburg. More on that later.
Beard's back too. Now he's not with the Yankees.
Here we go. Howie Kendrick, 8 for 18 career against Keuchel. A good Nats matchup to start off the game. First pitch on time at 7:10 Central.
Keuchel turning his back on Chad Whitson on the first pitch of the game. He wanted that a strike.
Going to get a ground ball. What else is new? Taken care of by the shortstop, Marwin Gonzalez. So some numbers from Jeep on Dallas Keuchel and his velocity on different pitches.
Yeah, fastball 56% of the time. But I'm being told by guys that see him pitch every single time, he throws a lot of pitches that look like strikes that aren't strikes. When he won the Cy Young, he threw less than 50% strikes. So his fastball will look like it's in the zone, and it just has this little movement straight down like that at the end that takes it out of the zone. So if you're patient with this guy, you might actually walk. You'll definitely get a good count to hit him.
Wilmer Defoe facing him for the first time. Wilmer with a hit and an RBI.
But did you see that late movement? So when Wilmer makes his decision to hit, that ball's about mid-thigh high, maybe just above the knees. And watch the movement at the end. Straight down. So if you're less than aggressive tonight, you got a chance.
Chad Whitson, rookie umpire on this crew, has the plate. James Hoyt, Tim Timmons, there's the crew chief, Jeff Kellogg over at third base. And a 1-2 pitch. Keuchel 2 years ago when he won the Cy Young went 20-8. He was 15-0 in this ballpark. He's had a couple of ailments since then. And then on an off-speed pitch, that thing ends up way outside. 2 down. Keuchel, 87 strikeouts in 101 innings.
So look at everything below the zone. And it's easy to sit here on TV and go, why is he swinging at that? But when you have to make a decision in your mind, those pitches look like they're strikes. Just late movement, never in the zone.
I mean, that looked like a really good cutter from a right-hander. Off speed as it was. So here's Murphy.
Lefty's hitting just 169 against Keuchel this season, 12 for 71.
Yeah, I did a double take when I saw the matchup sheet. Daniel has never faced him. Target was away and the pitch was up high, 2-0. Murphy hitting .333 against lefties this year, 9th best in the league. Still the best road hitter, .357 in the NL. And the count's now 2-1.
First belt tie pitch he's thrown so far.
Two and a ground ball right side, Yuli Gurriel. Dallas Keuchel, couple of grounders around the strikeout. His night's off to a good start, and here comes Stephen Strasburg.
since July 23rd. It was against the Padres in San Diego on Saturday. Gave up the first inning home run to Solarte, and that's all they'd get. Tough luck, 3-1 loss, but the stuff was amazing. Fastball was up to 98. The changeup was unhittable. Just a wipeout changeup the whole game. So he would go 6 innings, strike out 8, throw 91 pitches, 61 of those for strikes, and a very, very impressive return to the rotation for Stephen Strasburg.
Yeah, he and Keuchel are alike in the fact that had they been healthy most of the season, they would be right at the top of a lot of categories in their respective leagues and be Cy Young candidates. So the opponent's batting average is .217. George Springer is first. Only 3 guys in the Houston lineup tonight have faced Steven. 1 pitch, 2 hops, and a throw. Defoe to Zimmerman. Astros hitting .287. Best in baseball, most runs, most home runs. Alex Bregman hot in the number 2 spot. But Marwin Gonzalez has done a big-time job for them defensively with Correa out, hitting .307, on-base percentage at .380. Left-handed, he's at .331. So here's the aforementioned Bregman, who's on a 5-game hitting streak, 8 for 20.
Steven Strasburg paused, looked into his own dugout, and all those little signs telling you he thought that was a strike.
Things are a little tight with Chad Whitson so far. 2-0. Bregman, the long home run in the 8th inning off Sean Kelly last night, gave the Astros the breathing room they needed. They cruised to a 6-1 win. To the outside edge, 97, crackling in for a strike.
Tell himself to slow down. He was a little quick on that. Did you see what he did with his glove in his hand after that? Just stay back, slow down. He sprinted out to the mound tonight between innings. I don't remember seeing him do that very often.
There's the hook. And we were so impressed with his secondary pitches right out of the gate on Saturday.
Yeah, 2-1, sitting dead red, and you get this. Whoop. Yeah. Throws it for a strike when he wants, throws it for a ball when he needs to. Might bounce it here.
And the changeup diving down and in. Strike call. Bregman thought he had walked for the 27th time in that 3-2 count. Instead, 2 down.
Was it a late call? Because Steven was about to go nuts here if this wasn't called a strike. You see him freeze, and then he goes, okay, yeah. And Bregman thought he had ball 4. Strasburg thought he had strike 3, and the only person's opinion that matters is Chad Whitson. There's Steven's arsenal. Fastball averaging 96 this year. Throws it 52% of the time.
Well, why not? Speeds, brought to you by Jeep.
Yeah, I like that.
Here's Altuve. 1 for 8 in the series with a walk, and had the Nats taking care of business in the outfield last night. He could be hitless here. Does have 172 on the year to lead all of baseball. 358.
Well,
1 for 2 career against Strasburg.
I don't know what you're doing tonight or what your friends are doing, but this is a rare treat to watch Stephen Strasburg from straight over the top. I mean, this gives you an idea of the movement of his pitches, the true movement of the curveball and the changeup. Nobody liking the strike zone either way early in this one. Altuve thought that was down, but when you're 5'6", is there such a thing?
Down in the zone.
It'd have to be underground. I'm short, I can say that.
'93 with cutting action there. And that buckled the best base hit guy in baseball. My goodness. 2 Ks for Strasburg. Try to keep your knees straight while you're watching this.
And his brother, Mike. No score. You got to see this one more time. I mean, this is 172 hits, 300 lifetime hitter, 358 this year, and he buckles him with a curveball. That's not just any hitter. That's Jose Altuve, and look at him buckle on the curveball from Steven Strasburg. I mean, you'll see that with guys that aren't good hitters, but when you see one of the best hitters in all of baseball do that, that just gives you an idea of what Steven's got going on tonight. Stay tuned.
Wow. 12 pitches for each guy, first inning. Keuchel, 8 strikes, Strasburg 7. Ryan Zimmerman, 4 for 6 against the Houston lefty with 4 runs batted in. 1 base hit in this series. That came on a bouncer up the middle in the 4th inning last night. Doesn't look like it's 87.
I still am trying to wrap my head around there's a real life Yosemite Sam. I always thought he was a cartoon character.
Keuchel trying to bust Ryan inside, 2-2. And a tapper foul. It's a name no pitcher wants to hear. But when I look at this guy pitch, FP, I am really reminded of Tommy John. He threw about the same velocity with his pitches as Dallas Keuchel does. Got that little lean back right before he comes home. He looks like a modern day Tommy John when he was with the Yankees.
Good call.
And a grounder to the right side. Jose Altuve on the run. Zimmerman made it close. 1 out. Anthony Rendon is next.
All right, this is a good one. August 29th, you get the starting lineup action figure. It's Bryce Harper, presented by SAIC. First 25,000 fans to enter the game between the Nats and the Marlins get this classic collectible Harper action figure. Visit Nationals.com today. I think it's Bryce making a running catch. There's Bryce. Miss him out there.
Yeah.
Thinking
Been with
that
the ball
today.
club the whole trip.
Doing my lineup card. Just watching him play every night. I mean, you never know what you're going to see with him. 500-foot homer, a bench clearing brawl. I mean, you just don't know. And you miss all the excitement.
Well, they had one today in Detroit.
They did. That was a good one.
Yankees Tigers really going at it.
If you tick off Miguel Cabrera, you said something, because that's the most easygoing, cool cat maybe in the history of baseball.
Anthony Rendon's going to get ahead of one and hit it to the scoreboard. Third hit of the series. He also has a steal. And Anthony makes the 30 mark with his doubles on the air.
Tony Two Bags. About 50 people here tonight to watch him that he didn't leave any tickets for. Let the family take care of it. There goes the no-hitter. That's a box you got to check on both clubs tonight, because both of these guys have no-hit stuff.
So Anthony Rendon against lefties. Howie Kendrick, Daniel Murphy, a left-handed guy. All brought to you by Jeep, minimum 60 ABs. And this one's up in the zone in there to Matt Wieters, who doesn't bat right-handed nearly as much as he does from the other side, but his numbers have been good from the right side this year. Right now the batting average after a very fast start is at 245. 3 of his 9 home runs. There's Keiko pulling the string, 78.
He has an 82% ground ball rate with runners in scoring position. So that just tells you he really cracks the whip on the low pitches, especially the two-seam fastball down.
That kills a lot of rallies, huh? .76 for the strikeout. Second K, 2 outs, second inning. Michael A. Taylor in this series 1 for 6.
You know, normally, Carp, with a guy with that late a movement and straight down, I would say, you know, stand in your normal place in the batter's box and take it. Let it be down. But with a guy as good as Dallas Keuchel, I'm not an advocate of moving around in the box. This might be the one time all year you decide to get up in the box and get that fastball before it does that little dip at the end.
Taylor hits it hard, but it's on the ground, and Alex Bregman throws him out. Shaping up as a great pitcher's duel so far, Keuchel and Strasburg.
as we mentioned in the Open, Steven Strasburg showed off a very effective changeup his last start, his first one off the disabled list, and I asked him after that outing what he notices in that pitch when it's especially effective as compared to maybe just feeling as it would on an average start. He says it boils down to trust. Even when he feels like he's not really commanding the changeup, he needs to trust it. He said he tried working on that when he was on the disabled list. He thought the changeup was somewhat hit or miss early in the season, but he's trying to tell himself to trust that pitch, guys, and he was very pleased with how it felt his last time out.
All right, Dan, sure looked good, didn't it? Coons.com with our sideline report. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Josh Reddick, best hitter at home in the American League at .343. Been a hit machine in this series. He's 5 for 7. 3 runs batted in.
Hear all the woos in the crowd when Josh Reddick hits. He's a big wrestling fan, and that's for Ric Flair. So that's why you'll hear a lot of the woos. People were asking me last night on Twitter.
Having a great homestand. They're going to Anaheim for 3 games. And then they're coming right back. And when they get back Monday, the city may not be able to get to a baseball game. So the Astros, when they come home, are talking about the possibility of calling Monday's game off and playing a doubleheader on Tuesday.
But they're expecting 20 inches of rain with the hurricane. Hurricane Harvey coming in strong.
We are expected to be way out of here before that gets here. I know some people have asked.
Storm surge plus 20 inches of rain.
Wow. Curveball looked pretty good, and it's a count of 3-2. Nissan will track it. He throws another one on a hot hitter, just dropping the bottom out of it. 3 Ks in a row for Strasburg.
Anybody that's watched Steven over the years knows it usually takes him about 2-3 innings to get into a rhythm. When I watched him run out of the dugout tonight, I said he is super ready for this one. And it hasn't taken him any time to get into a rhythm tonight. 3 strikeouts and 4 hitters. And everything he has been electric.
Here's the first baseman, Yuli Gurriel. That's a chopper. Defoe to the backhand. Got himself set up early for the throw. 5 in a row to start the game.
It's a big game for the Nats tonight. And you're thinking, well, really, FP, they're 13.5 up, 26 over 500. But when you talk about the tough travel day that Dusty Baker's club has coming up tonight, they're going to get home 3, 4, probably get to bed at 5 in the morning. So zombies tomorrow night against the Mets. I mean, they'll do the best they can. It usually hits you the second day, which would be Saturday, and then you got a split doubleheader on Sunday. So, you know, the Mets played a day game today. They're probably already in their hotel room in D.C. Nats not getting until wee hours. So the reason tonight's game is big is you want to win your 5th series in a row, and then whatever happens against the Mets, you know, hope for a split. But tonight's game is big because this is the last time you're going to feel normal for about 4 or 5 days.
And Nats have to deal with Jacob deGrom tomorrow night. Max, maybe Sunday. Right now they're listing Tanner Roark as a possibility for either game and TBD for either game.
If it was up to Max, he would have pitched yesterday. They're just taking their time and being extra cautious.
Outside 2-1. A.J. Cole will be recalled to pitch against deGrom tomorrow night. Two-one. Boy, he's really using that hook. And it's ending up in different quadrants of the strike zone. Then the changeup. Goodness gracious. Marwin Gonzalez, a good hitter. Nowhere near that one. Another 12-pitch inning for Steven Strasburg. 6 in a row to start his evening in Houston.
A cold one tonight. Look forward to Miller time later in this ball game. It's brought to you by Miller Lite.
Mets have the only hit on Anthony Rendon double. Hey, how about some ball games at home? I looked at the weather today. It's supposed to be in the mid-70s on the average for the entire homestand. Amazing.
Nice.
Enjoy the mild summer temperatures. 4 great baseball games against the Mets, and then the Marlins come in. Join us, Nationals.com. Keuchel, 25 pitches, 19 strikes. Before that one, Strasburg 24 and 14. Been a long time since Pedro Severino's seen much action. 2 for 8 at the big league level. 8 games, he has an RBI.
Tough assignment when you haven't played in a while. Hey, you're DHing against the Cy Young guy tonight. Go get him. I'm sure he loves it. Bring it on.
Yeah, how often do we look at it like that, and then the guy gets a couple of hits and helps you win a ball game?
Right.
The unpredictability of baseball and who's in there on any particular night. Dusty could have given Matt Wieters a night of DHing, but it looks like he wanted Wieters and Strasburg working together. How's that going so far? 1-2. One of Dallas Keuchel's best friends is former big league catcher Charlie O'Brien. At different times, they went to the same high school. They're good buddies up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. O'Brien caught in the big leagues for 15 years, and he was very good friends with Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine. Caught them both in Atlanta. Charlie introduced the three to each other, and a swing and a miss is Keuchel's 3rd strikeout. And Dallas Keuchel has taken a lot of the stuff he learned from Maddux and Glavine in those conversations to heart as far as his pitching approach. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Let me check in on Brandon Snyder. Saw him some in spring training. 30-year-old veteran infielder. Virginia guy born in Centerville. And plugging away with Syracuse, 314 lately. He's a guy with big league experience, parts of 5 years with Baltimore, Texas, Boston, and Atlanta. We could see him in September. Alejandro De Aza 0 for 3 with a sacrifice here in Houston. Inside out swing to the left side. He's off to the races. And after a pause, James Hoy calls him out.
Are we holding? Are we in a holding pattern? I'm looking for Dusty's hand up. Not seeing it.
Umpire very deliberate on the call.
Pretty close at first. The double pump by Marwin almost enabled Alejandro to get there. Woo, it's real close.
First time through the order, the Nats go 1 for 9.
Maybe not that close.
On the Rendon double.
Relax.
Here's Howie Kendrick.
Or Charlie O'Brien, I think his nickname was Lion King, wasn't it?
He had the big mane
Yeah.
and the curly locks. He was a really, really good defensive catcher with a lot of different ball
He's a
players.
good framer. He gave you a good target, and he let the ball get close to him. And he was the guy that started that whole setup in the other batter's box thing. And Maddox and Glavine would hit him, and it wouldn't be a strike. But because he hit the target back before they had all the technology, they'd call it. But he was real smooth with the hands, and he was one of the first catchers I ever saw to let the ball get right to his body. He didn't go out to catch the ball. He let it come right to him.
1-1, target in. Right off the end of the bat, Jose Altuve. Dallas Keuchel at his best, Strasburg at his best, and now that's an 11 pitch inning for the efficient left-hander. Thinking about this VW Nats moment in history. Brought to you by Volkswagen. It would be the last out of the game. Tyler Clippard delivers, and that ball deep to left center. Roger Bernardina disappears, and he made the catch. Craig Stammen goes cheerleader, and Roger shows us the baseball. Out of sight and out of this world on that play against the Astros.
Watch Ryan in the line here do the shark sign.
Tyler Clippard, his 23rd save on that play. Got a win for his buddy Drew Storen. That was a long fly ball hit by Brett Wallace, and Bernardina able to corral it and win the game for the Nats. Carlos Beltran, the DH.
Caught up with Tyler last night. After the game, he's staying in the hotel, and he's happy to be here. He's happy to be at a pennant race. Said everybody here is cool, and he likes it.
Yeah, he gained almost 30 games in the standings from the start of the year till this point. He's going to get married in November. Happy to be part of a good ball club here in Houston. Good for him. Carlos Beltran in the series, 1 for 6, 2 walks, 1 intentional. Strasburg turns over the changeup.
veteran move by Beltran. Strasburg in a big-time rhythm early, and he's fixing his gloves, trying to slow him down. Seemed like it frustrated him. He stepped off the mound and reset.
Drops a hook on him, and Beltran able to foul it.
That's a good lesson for you younger players. You hit on your terms, and if you got a guy that's got great stuff and he's in a rhythm, break up that rhythm. You know, the game doesn't start till you get in the box. And even at the lower levels, you see guys just get in there, and let him do what he wants to do with you. Make him wait a little bit. Fix your gloves, step out, play with your cleats, tie your shoe, whatever. Break up his rhythm a little bit and don't let him dominate. You're in charge when you're the hitter.
Foul ball.
It might work, it might not work, but it usually frustrates a guy because pitchers will tell you when they're in a rhythm, they like to get it and go. They don't even like when they have to wait in the dugout while their team is hitting if they're in a rhythm. So imagine how frustrated you could make them if you just step out a couple of times.
Shift on, 2-2, and straight back it goes.
It's the best hack of the night right there.
Carlos Beltran, 435 home runs. He's 16 RBI short of 1,600. Been in the big leagues since 1998 with the Royals. An Astro just for a short time in 04 before they brought him back. Nine All-Star games, 3 Gold Gloves, couple of Silver Sluggers. 99 AL Rookie of the Year.
That curve in works here if they want to go with it. Maybe even down more than in.
Here comes the 9th pitch of the at-bat. It's going to spoil another.
Get him to chase up here. Where are they going? Slider. Boy, he's swinging, and he's in swing mode. And unless you throw something right at him that he can't pull the trigger on, he's going to swing. And the veteran Beltran having fun with Stephen Strasburg right now. They're locking horns, and the fans starting to get into it. But my point is, maybe you throw something above the letters here, and he chases it, and you get yourself a strikeout. Hasn't gone up there yet.
Here's number 12. Hits it fair. Defoe's going to cut in front of Murphy, who was playing in the outfield for the first out. What a battle. Pitcher wins it, first out in the 3rd, and that's 7 straight.
Check out Masson Nationals on Facebook to enter a win of Jason Worth and Dan Coco Peanuts bobblehead thingamajigger. Plus, be sure to check out the Peanuts bobblehead giveaway on August 26th. Visit PotomacNationals.com. I don't like reading it because I can't see it, so I'm just going to look at it with you.
Am I seeing that right? Gates at 5 o'clock and game 1 starts at 5:15.
Yeah.
Oh. It's going to look like rawhide going into that ballpark.
It's going to look like the 395 at about 5:30.
It'll be rolling right in there.
Good luck.
Here's Brian McCann. 265 career hitter against the Nats. That might not blow you away. 16 home runs and 71 RBIs might. Longtime nemesis of Strasburg, 7 for 20 with a home run. Steven has struck him out 6 times. So after 3 years in New York, back here in the American League, or rather in Houston, hit 23, 26, and 20 homers with the Yankees. Did drive in 94 2 years ago. So with the Braves from 05 through 13. It's very close.
Oh, anytime Steven pauses at the end like that, he's telling you he thought it was a strike.
Then the changeup goes fading outside. Astros have their first base runner. And Derek Fisher, the number 9 man.
Carlos Beltran warmed down a little bit maybe. And that was just a 20-second timeout for Matt Wieters to let his pitcher regroup after a 12-pitch battle with the designated hitter.
Derek Fisher started in game 1, went 1 for 2 with an RBI. Former Pennsylvania Player of the Year in his hometown of Lebanon. Went on to UVA. His career was off to a great start. He was a freshman All-American and then kind of beat up his last 2 years there. Houston took him in the competitive balance round back in 2014.
What's that?
It's where some of the teams with really bad records get an extra pick here and there for a competitive balance. 37th overall player taken, and a 271 average in 3+ years in the minors.
It's a pity pick. Not him personally, but just you get an extra pick because you stink. That doesn't make sense. I mean, you get the first pick in the draft if you stink, and now you get another one on top of that.
At some point. Oh, 2. Fastball up and away. So Strasburg after the walk going gas. First time around the order, 0 for 8 for the Astros with a base on balls.
Sneaky good trip by Matt Wieters to relock his pitcher who's been dominant so far in this one. Walk Brian McCann in a 3-1 count after a 12-pitch fight with Carlos Beltran. Wieters goes out there, veteran presence, says, hey, let's take a breath together and get back in the strike zone. What do you want to do? And he rebounds with a strikeout.
So Springer ground ball to short. That competitive balance draft was implemented in 2012 to benefit small market and low revenue clubs. I'm not sure Houston is such a small market. They have 2.3 million people here. But
so if you're cheap and you stink, you get an extra pick.
2-0. Pardon me, ball 3.
Tell you what, this is a big time green light situation.
Yeah, he was pumping, and he pops it up to the right side. Ryan Zimmerman just into foul ground, and Steven Strasburg. 2-out walk, pardon me, 2 outs after the walk. No problem. Both pitchers on their games tonight. All brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. So the windows up there in left field here in Houston. No storms to watch through there yet, and we're happy about that. Defoe, Murphy, Zimmerman, 2-3-4 in the top of the fourth inning. First pitch, three-hopper, Jose Altuve. Pitch number 37 for Dallas Keuchel, and he has 10 outs.
6 ground ball outs.
Yeah, two per inning on the average. Here's Daniel Murphy. Counts even.
Look at 7 ground ball outs. I miscounted. 7 of the 10. There you go. He thought that was a strike.
And the 88 that he throws by Daniel Murphy.
Well, you think about this matchup. Murphy's a guy that hates to hit ground balls. Dallas Keuchel's a guy that throws ground balls. Murph trying to hit it in the air. And it's tough to hit that one down there in the air.
Yeah, down, down, down. A good formula for success in any ballpark, and especially here. Right side rolls over one to Yuli Gurriel. Second time Murphy goes to the first baseman. RBI Baseball 2017 out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced pick-up-and-play MLB action. All your favorite MLB teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Your breakout MLB season is here. You better come ready to play. RBIGame.com.
It's just so against your nature as a hitter. You're trying to win the game. You're trying to get your hits. You're trying to do damage. But I feel like if you take off this guy, you might have a chance. But it's just hard. They all look like strikes.
Keuchel with a 9-pitch fourth inning, 9 ground ball outs. brought to you by T-Mobile. So let's look at #1 overall picks and their careers as starters. Starting with David Price, oft injured lately. Steven Strasburg, a lot fewer starts. Winning percentage almost there with Price, and Garrett Cole, the least of the three. Drafting, as they will tell you, it is an inexact science in baseball, and the nurturing and bringing along of young pitchers right along with that. Some guys figure it out right away, and some guys it takes a while. This is a ground ball feast in Houston. Defoe has to be quick, and Alex Bregman running, forcing a low throw there that Ryan Zimmerman could not dig out.
So Bregman can run a little bit. He's got 13 stolen bases on the year. Watch Wilmer when he fields this on the run, almost put it back in his glove again. Remember, we told you about the habit of the double tap? Watch, he gets it right here, and then he wanted to put it back in his glove. He didn't, and that kind of got him off rhythm, and that's why he threw it on the ground. Got the ball out of his glove quick, and I think they're going to score that a hit.
Yeah, first hit of the game for Houston.
He's always a big fan of on the run throwing it from 3/4, because if you throw it on top, usually you spike it into the dirt on the run.
Here's Altuve called out on strikes on that memorable curveball for us that he would like to forget first time up.
For the first hit, that's a horrible call. And I'll just say it how I feel. I mean, if another guy gets a hit and you want to change it, then it's still questionable. But for the first hit of the game and a guy who's been dominating so far, that's not good. Good throw has him. Not an easy play. Definitely not an easy play, but still.
Clean single by Altuve, and Bregman stops at second.
I guess it's irrelevant now.
Jose Altuve was not going to get deep in the count this time.
No, he's not getting that curveball again. Might have got a slider right there, and then right back up the middle. Good swing. Astros in business here in the fourth.
There they are howling for Reddick. Steps into 2001, A Space Odyssey. Apropos, I suppose, for an Astro. Strasburg struck him out first time up, and that's in there to get ahead. Grounder right side. Zimmerman backhand. The whip throw to short. Defoe's return nowhere near in time. And the Astros will have a corner situation with one out.
Good feed. Reddick too fast, didn't hit it hard enough. So you'll take the out and hope for a ground ball here or a double play. 78% ground ball rate. And Steven Strasburg throws a curveball or a slider, so you might see one of those here.
That Gurriel hit one right at Defoe first time. Fastball to jam him. Got a strike with it.
He's thrown two fastballs this inning. They've both been 93.
Jammed him to Hopper Defoe. The shovel to Murphy, and they got them both. 6-4-3. Nats turned their 108th double play of the year.
Well, exactly what he needed right there. He is talking to home plate umpire Chad Whitson on the way out. Steven Strasburg would do that from time to time, but a clutch 6-4-3 double play to keep this a scoreless game. Wilbur sat on it a bit, but he gave Murph a nice firm feed, and Murph with a good turn. Employers and individuals, yeah, give me some high fives at the ballpark. There's Yosemite Sam. Beautiful night for baseball.
Low 70s in here, yes it is.
Always.
Great conditions for pitchers. You can work up a sweat, but you're not out there being strangled by the humidity here. Anthony Rendon has the Nats' only hit. Clean double, line drive down the left field line. 1 out, second inning.
Saw something really cool between innings because we're so low here. We can see in the dugout. Steven Strasburg walked all the way down to the end of the dugout, and he gave Wilmer Difo knucks for jumping back on the horse and turning that double play for him. You know, little things like that go a long way. As a young player, to have a guy come over like Steven Strasburg and tell you nice job on the double play after you threw one low, it's huge. I don't know that Steven Strasburg would have done that 2-3 years ago. It's good stuff.
Two one. Rendon on for the second time. First walk from Dallas Keuchel, 31 walks in 105 innings. Matt Wieters struck out swinging first time. Dallas Keuchel just baited him pitch after pitch with really slow stuff. Had him way out ahead on some mid-70s hooks at the end.
Baited hooks. I'm following.
Hard not to bite.
We're good. We showed the shark earlier. Two stolen bases against Dallas this year. One caught stealing. See how quick he is, and that'll tell you why.
He might be the only guy in this staff helping Brian McCann, who's 7 for 51.
Ooh.
14%.
Is this a strike, by the way?
Yeah, that's that thing that looks like a cutter from a righty. 2-1, and Wieters pulls off the 79. Another long count. Keuchel career 61 and 49. It's his 143rd career start. One of his big things a couple of years ago was going the distance. He has 11 career complete games, 4 shutouts.
His stuff moves so late. A lot of guys, fastball, changeup, they move, but you know they're going to move, and you can kind of see the movement about halfway as the hitter kind of pick up the rotation. It looks like Keuchel's right when it gets to the cut where the dirt is. That's when everything starts to happen, and that's why it's so hard.
3-2. Fastball away. 2 on, nobody out. This does not happen often against this pitcher.
But it can if you take pitches, and it's what I've been saying from the get-go. It's so hard to do when you're pumped up. You have adrenaline. You want to win a ball game. You want to win a series. You want to get your hits. And you want to take it to this guy because you're a competitor, and it goes against everything you worked on since you got here at 12 o'clock today to try to square up a baseball and get your hits and beat him. But I'm telling you, his stuff looks like strikes, but they're not strikes.
There's Michael A. Taylor. Hit the ball sharply first time. Right at third baseman Alex Bregman.
It's easy to say when you're sitting up here and you don't have the adrenaline and the coffee in you, and you're playing in front of 30,000 people on TV, and you want to get your hits, and you want to do damage.
Taylor jammed. Pop up on the infield. Infield fly rule in effect on the catch by Altuve.
If every Nats walk Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support Girls on the Run DC, the Nats have drawn 421 walks for a total of $21,050. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle.
Pedro Severino struck out first time.
It's like a playoff game. You feel like whoever scores first is going to win. Every 90 feet meaning tons.
Did he stop? Did not. So that evens the count. How tough is it for a young guy bursting with energy to be a DH?
Yeah. Tough. But you're getting to play, getting 4 at-bats.
Ball 2.
I'll look for something up, keyhole him right here, something bell tie or above. Strike. Do you start the runners here?
Severino, and small sample size. 4 strikeouts in 9 at-bats at this level this year. That's a tapper, third base line. Keuchel over to get it. And the ball gets away. Rendon coming home to score. To third, Wieters. Nets on top. When Dallas Keuchel went over there, I thought he might have a force play at third. He was thinking first base. And the Nets, couple of walks, and this happening to go on top.
I think you got to score that a hit, but I also think if the throw is anywhere else, they might have had Pedro Severino at first. This is a great play by Keuchel. There's just traffic when Severino gets there, and you see the way Gurriel takes the ball. If he catches that out in front, they might have him. What a play by Keuchel. He chose to back off and take it on the other side of the bag, and Severino was between the first baseman and the ball, rolled away. Rendon scores 1-0.
So a base hit. They're going to give the error to Gurriel.
Yeah, that's right, because that throw was good enough to get him.
First and third, 1 out. Here's De Aza, contact guy, and he takes ball 1.
Keuchel's a 3-time Gold Glove winner, and that was a Gold Glove play. Not quite the bunt play we remembered from 2012 here, but Nats will take it.
And De Aza rolls one up the middle. No way to turn 2. Nifty glove play by Altuve. 2-0 Nationals. Wieters goes back and touches home plate. RBI for De Aza, his second as an out.
It wasn't hit hard enough to turn 2. Jose Altuve did everything he could. Marwin Gonzalez had no chance at the speedy Diaz at first base. So, hey, put it in play. Good things happen. 2-0. Jose looks frustrated, like maybe he's thinking he should have tagged the runner or taken it himself. I don't know.
Howie Kendrick, couple of ground balls, 1 to short, 1 to second. And this one back to Keuchel. Nats pick up a couple in the top of the 5th. Strasburg against 6, 7, 8 when we come back to Houston.
Time for some Geico highlights. And we thought it'd be a pitcher's duel. I mean, kind of a no-brainer, right? A lot of ground balls from one guy. You're thinking 66.4% ground ball rate. So bring your glove if you're an infielder for the Astros. Outfielders have gotten no action tonight. And then we thought the other guy'd strike you out, right? 5 strikeouts for Steven so far. A couple of hits, 4 innings of work. And all of a sudden he has a 2-0 lead to work with. 15 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Bottom of the 5th, Gonzalez, Beltran, McCann. So 3 lefties here.
So you need a big time shutdown inning, get your ball club right back in there.
That curveball is unhittable. 1-2.
But the changeup was a pitch in San Diego as far as secondary pitches go. Tonight it's the curveball. Fastball up.
Steven Strasburg, 178th career start, looking for his team record 80th win tonight.
Well, you see where Marwin Gonzalez's hands are. He's holding real low. And the reason Wieters is calling fastball up is when you hold your hands as low as he does as a hitter, you can't get on top of that fastball around the Astros logo on the front. So that's why 2 times in a row he's given fastball and then the thumb because he wants it up. Watch where Gonzalez's hands start. It tells you he's a low ball hitter. He's looking for the ball down. And he's trying to throw it right above his hands.
He cracks one out to center. Taylor cruising for it. Reaction by Gonzalez. He thinks he should have hit that one out of the park. It was a breaking ball that had some plate. Here's Carlos Beltran. Ground out to Murphy first time up. So after that 12-pitch battle, 0-2 here.
That 12-pitch battle in the third. That's why you see 24-pitch third. Other than that, he's been real nice. It's just one at bat.
Yeah, had to throw as many pitches that inning because of Beltran as he did in the first 2 total. And this one in the air, short right center. Wilmer Defoe calls everything. 2 down. Ryan Ryan McCann. High in the air, deep center. Taylor back. 400 feet away. 1, 2, 3, everything in the air. And Strasburg with a 10-pitch 5th inning. Ahead 2-0.
Report for you. This one on Daniel Murphy, who uses a Louisville Slugger C243, 33.5 inches, 31.5 ounces, and it's a birch bat. And Murph said that he found this model when he first was playing in the minors, then messed around with a few other models for a while, and then returned to this one about 2 or 3 years ago. And one thing I found interesting is that while Murphy's a hitting junkie, he isn't super particular about the bats he uses. Instead of testing out a handful of ones and getting a sense of how they feel, the sound the ball produces off of it or what have you, Murphy says, I just grab one and swing it until it breaks. So no special colors, no distinctive modifications, just the basic Louisville Slugger C243.
It's not the arrow, it's the Indian. Doesn't matter what that guy swings. He could pick up a broomstick and hit 300.
Coons.com with our sideline report. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Dan with his latest bat report. Dallas Keuchel threw more balls than strikes last inning. Hasn't been ahead of that many hitters tonight, but he is on Defoe. 8 of 19 coming into the 6th inning. One and two. Good take by Wilmer. So the Nats box 2 hits. Rendon double in the second. He was stranded. And then the infield hit by Severino with Rendon and Wieters aboard. When Keuchel's throw got away from Yuli Gurriel. Rendon scored. Then Wieters came home on the fielder's choice grounder by De Aza. The way these guys are dealing, you kind of feel like you've taken a step back a couple of decades watching an efficient pitching duel tonight.
I felt like it took Step back a couple of decades today watching the Tigers and the Yankees.
That got heated.
I mean, that was just drill everybody and everybody fight and everybody get ejected. I think the Yankees got down to Casey Stengel managing their team by the end of it.
And Defoe trying to leg one out here. On the move, the shortstop, Marwin Gonzalez, with a very good play, charging in. Return to your childhood on Tuesday the 29th with a Bryce Harper starting lineup action figure presented by SAIC. First 25,000 fans to enter the gates between the Nats and the Marlins. Get this classic collectible. Nationals.com. Murphy has rolled over 2 ground balls to the first baseman tonight as Keuchel continues to pound him inside.
And low, just like everybody else.
That was his 12th ground ball out.
I think Michael Taylor's the only ball that's been hit in the air tonight, and that one.
And this one covered by Springer. So Ryan, a grounder to second, one back to the pitcher.
It's always into it.
That is one slow changeup at 79. Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast.
So, I mean, if you're calling this a World Series preview or people are having fun with it, who knows? It'll be Max against Keuchel in game 1. Strasburg and McCullers in game 2. And Gio.
Probably Charlie Morton.
Charlie Morton. I mean, there's worse games to watch. That'd be fun.
Yeah. As we talked about, Dusty would always have the option of plugging in Gio for a second game for a different look. Whoever, these two teams are pretty good, and they've got some pitching going tonight. 2-0 Nats after 5½. As advertised, Dallas Keuchel, one throw to a first baseman away from a shutout himself tonight. So we have the tail of the tape there. 80 pitches for Keuchel. Strasburg's at 64. He goes back to work here. Bottom six, Derek Fisher, George Springer, Alex Bregman for the 77-49 Houston Astros. Fisher struck out first time. And Steven loses his grip on that one.
I think Gurriel backed off the bag on that throw because he thought it was going to run up the line, and maybe Pedro Severino takes his wrist and his arm with it. And from where we're sitting, you couldn't see if there was run or tail on the throw, but just based on the replays and what we saw, that throw was on the money.
Yeah, that was some kind of athletic play by Keuchel to get all the way over by third base where he made that throw. Nats got a break. Leadoff walks, 2 in a row, and they both scored. Strasburg holds on to the changeup. 2-1.
It's number 68 coming. 45 strikes, 22 balls so far. Shaking out his left leg after that pitch a lot. Did you see that?
Well, they don't have a lot of hits either. Back-to-back, Bregman and Altuve in the fourth. The official scorer has changed that play to a throwing error on Dallas Keuchel. Down and in. That's a nasty curveball. Strasburg strikes out Fisher for the second time, and that was his most recent strikeout. Number 6 for Steven.
The slider, maybe? I didn't see the velocity on it. See the curve of the slider. Steven's got a cramp in his right calf. He shook it out the pitch before that last one, and now he's stretching it out on the back of the mound. Was it against the Phillies when he had a cramp in his leg? At Citizens Bank this year when he tried to pitch through it?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Got the same thing going on right now. I think it was the Nats' last trip into Citizens Bank, which they've had 2 already. Not opening day, that trip. I think it was the second one because I remember him sweating and I remember it was a little bit warmer. Might have even been a day game. Here's what he did the pitch prior to striking out Derek Fisher. To left calf, I think I said right. 50-50 chance, missed it. Unless you're a cow, then you have 4 calves. 25% chance. Landing leg, it's bugging him.
Strasburg pitched Sunday, April 9th at Philly, but he went 7. Later in a night game, a Friday night affair, the second time in, he went 5 2/3. So, yeah, and I wrote down left calf. Strasburg left after 119 pitches, 73 strikes. Had a shutout going on 5 hits.
Watch, he's gonna stretch it out here real quick. He's doing it while the ball is in the air. Shaking it out again.
George Springer 0 for 2 tonight.
I mean, if he can get 2 more outs and you hand it over to 7, 8, and 9, you got a good chance of winning. And I know that's what he's thinking right now. But Paul Lessard looking on, keeping an eye on his right-hander, seeing if he's compensating somewhere else because of the cramp in his calf.
And you don't want that. Curveball hit down the line, hooking. Two. Now it's 3-2.
That hit him? Or did he miss the count?
Either that or he thought he walked.
I thought he was trying to sell the hit by pitch for a second. Huge pitch coming in this game.
Yeah, Bregman next, and then Altuve here, 6th inning. And the closest we've been to a foul ball this year, maybe 5 feet below us.
Trying to make it 2-1 right here. To a knee after the swing. Didn't see that. I was tracking the foul ball. Tried to quick pitch him on the pitch before that. And he's just kind of taking inventory right now and trying to chief this last inning out.
Nissan with the AB. We'll have to see pitch number 10. Changeup down for the strikeout. 7th K of the night.
I mean, George Springer was not getting cheated. And that's the 3-2 hack to a knee once again. And Steven Strasburg pulling the string on the changeup. In a big-time pitch from a big-time pitcher in a big-time situation. This game is fun, boy. I mean, if this doesn't have October baseball written all over it, this is good stuff. Every pitch, huge.
Bregman infield hit last time.
I mean, you have a team scratching and clawing for 2 runs, hitting the ball exactly how Dallas Keuchel's throwing it, finding a way to scrape 2 across, and now you got a guy with some calf drama going right after him in a 2-0 game in the 6th. Pretty good pitch.
Yeah, Strasburg took a long look in after this. I was watching him land. He looked fine. Always has the changeup to go to, and it's 1-2.
So pitch number 83 coming. First things first, got to get out of this inning. And then you have to see if you can keep that thing loose between innings or loosen it up.
Alex Bregman now with a 6-game hitting streak, 9 for his last 22.
Kind of bit him again after that pitch. Gonna have a long walk. I mean, this is another huge pitch with Altuve on deck. So here we go again. Does he throw a changeup like he did to Springer? You know, that landing leg is your brakes. And right now he's pitching with no brakes.
Threw him the hook, right center, and deep, and off the wall. Taylor gets a piece of it with his bare hand to keep it close. If Michael A. Taylor doesn't get his hand on that, no telling how long Bregman could have run.
Yeah, he was limping to back up third, and here comes Dusty Baker, Paul Lessard, Mike Maddox, and pretty much everybody on the Nats dugout. Tried to back up third on that. I didn't even watch the play. I was watching him. He didn't get over there very well. And give him some electrolytes right there on the mound. I think so. Probably didn't taste very good. Trying to get him some water. Look at this. Mike Maddox is going for the Gatorade, and he's rubbing out the knot in his calf.
Here comes John Sue with some liquids. Jose Altuve is the next hitter.
Boy, this is interesting drama here in Houston. So some sort of packet with, you're thinking, some salts or electrolytes in it, then a cup of water. He massaged his own calf. It's a 2-0 game, and here comes one of the best hitters in all of baseball.
1 for 2 tonight. Altuve buckled on that curveball first inning. Early in the count, singled up the middle in the 4th. High in the air, out of play right side. So Strasburg had that long 3rd inning thanks to Beltran. Quick inning since, but not now. 22nd pitch has been made. Ball up.
Pretty good pitch. So see, this is where you take advantage of no clock. I mean, you're trying to get one out. You're probably out of the game after this. It's a 2-0 game. Stretch the thing out between pitches. You know, it probably feels awkward to do that, but make sure you're right before you throw a huge pitch.
Yeah, so if you're going to put a pitch clock on guys like they're talking about, there have to be circumstances like this where you turn that thing off. You can't make somebody do this when they're fighting something that's physical. Sammy Solis is up. That's because of Josh Reddick on deck. Strasburg gets out of this inning. You'll see some of the other bullpen guys. Swing and a miss on a pitch away. 94.
This had some cut to it, didn't it? Maybe had something to do with the way he's landed on that leg, but pulled it across and had some serious cut to the 94.
Ball driven to left. Here comes Howie, and he's there. In this ballpark, left fielders play way off the line, and that ball hit right at it. Courageous. Strasburg walks off the mound after 6.
So we'll let you know something when we know something if he comes out for the 7th. What we do know is the Mets are coming to town. So tomorrow on minimal sleep, it'll be 79 degrees for you guys, so you better be at the yard making a lot of noise. Saturday, 79 with a low of 62, partly cloudy. Sunday, 79 and 62. So perfect weather to come out and check out your Nationals, who miss you guys. They can't wait to get home and see some big crowds over the weekend. There's the start times. All kinds of baseball in the district. Go to nationals.com for more information.
That's amazing for August. So Dusty weighing his options. Probably been thinking ahead quite a bit once the Strasburg cap problem started showing up there in the 6th inning. For the Nats in the 7th, Rendon, Wieters, and Taylor.
Would probably go Ali Perez, you'd think, for the 7th with Reddick leading off. Marwin Gonzalez is a switch hitter.
As is Beltran after him.
But you want to turn Beltran around on the right side any chance you get. Yeah. So we'll see. I think I see Ali chunking out there.
Anthony Rendon, a double, a walk, and a run scored. Not sure if something's going on with Jose Altuve, but he's out of the game. We'll realign the Houston defense for you shortly. And a 1-2, slow one. Rendon out to the gap in right center. Ball with carry. Running it down, Josh Reddick. So Jose Altuve leaves the game. Marwin Gonzalez moves over to short. Alex Bregman moves up to second, pardon me. Alex Bregman moves to short. And J.D. Davis is in to play third.
Astros just about ready to get Carlos Correa back, and now Jose Altuve leaves the game. I didn't see anything on that swing. Hit that ball right on the nose.
Yeah. Matt Wieters. Walked last time after the Rendon walk, leading off the fifth. There's Oliver Perez. Reddick, Gurriel, Gonzalez. After the stretch. Good heater to the outside edge by Dallas Keuchel. Two, and getting some good extension. There's Matt Wieters hustling as the ball's in the gap. He'll round the bag by about 20 feet and come back. The Nationals have their third hit of the night.
A couple of good swings in a row. Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 home runs hit by the Nats this season. Lexus, experience amazing.
Michael A. Taylor, ground ball to third, hit sharply. Pop up to second.
I say this might be the last fastball you see in the count. It might be something you can really drive. So you're thinking green light here. Let's see.
High in the air, right field, tailing, and out of play.
Good rip.
On the edge.
I'm thinking about that whole scenario out there. John Su ran the water out to Steven to hydrate him, but whatever Paul Lessard gave him tasted so horrible that he used the water to rinse out his mouth because of the taste of the hydration packet deal thingy.
Three-two with one out. Taylor, line drive, right center. This will easily get Wieters to third, and it might send Matt home as it gets way out there. Bob Henley's going to send him. Play at the plate. Throw is wide. Nationals lead 3-0.
Beautiful swing. And great hustle by Matt Wieters. I talked to Bob Henley before the game today. He said, against a pitcher like Dallas Keuchel, who's stingy, you got to take chances at third. And he was planning on taking chances. Not that he normally doesn't take chances, but he was going to take some extra chances tonight. Beautiful swing by Michael A. Taylor going down and getting that. Springer gets it in. And watch Matt Wieters, who rounded the bag hard on his single and is hustling once again. We noted his hustle in game 1 of this series, and here he goes again. Or maybe that was in San Diego. They're all running together for me, but a great at-bat by Michael A. Taylor.
That was Monday night.
Okay.
On the triple by Howie Kendrick.
Huge add-on run. Huge. You talk about going down and getting one. What a pretty swing.
Yeah, that was really nice. And Michael A. going the other way, hitting it very solidly. Yeah, I think you're thinking about the play Friday night in San Diego. Wieters had to do some running, came around to score eventually on that error.
Yeah, don't remember a whole lot from San Diego, so that makes sense.
Why is that?
Long time ago.
That ball ripped to left, but dying right in front of Derek Fisher. Looked good off the bat, and Severino's got it for the second out, or rather Severino is the second out. And Taylor at second base with Alejandro De Aza coming out.
Check this out. I mean, this is how you go down and get a ball. Watch Michael A. Taylor. It's a tall dude, right? Look at him stay on that ball, go down and get it, roll the wrist, and go the other way. That's a good pitch by Dallas Keuchel, but a better piece of hitting by the 6'4" Michael A. Taylor. Now, usually little guys can get down there and get that low pitch, but Michael A's a tall guy, but that's just pretty hitting.
De Aza 0 for 2 RBI grounder. Check swing. That is a foul ball. Very close to the line. On a nearly excuse me double.
That would have been a beautiful thing. Pretty close, but it was clearly foul. See the mark it left. That close to 4-0.
One pitch. This one drilled out the left center. George Springer, the center fielder, was playing so far over there. That ball was back over his head when he got to it. Nets pick up a big run. Taylor the RBI. Steven Strasburg becomes the 12th national starter in the last 14 ball games to go at least 6 innings. So he strikes out 7. Got that strikeout thing going in the first inning, 2 taking Bregman and Altuve, then 2 swinging Reddick and Gonzalez. In the second, he took it from there. 90 pitches, 60 strikes. So within 1 pitch and 1 strike of his 91-61 Saturday in San Diego. Washington area Toyota dealers helping children and their families. Every time a Nats pitcher strikes out an opposing hitter, Strasburg's uniform number, $37 to the Children's Inn at the National Institutes of Health. Ali Perez takes over bottom 7. Josh Reddick, 4 for 6 career against him. Strike 1.
Oh, this camera angle give you a good look at Ali's slider. See the numbers on Oliver Perez. 39th appearance. Fastball low to mid-90s. Slider to go with it. Lefty's hitting just .204 against the Nats left-hander.
Yeah, so right now with Ryan Madson injured, kind of a 7-inning game when you play the Nats, because then come Kinsler and Doolittle. Oliver trying to take care of business after the stretch, and that's a really hard to hit curveball. Left-hander trying to hang in there.
Reddick seems to be the only Astros hitter that's locked in. And this is a team that's been the best offense in all of baseball for 4.5 months. But August, they're only scoring 4 runs a game. They've scuffled this month.
In the air, this will go tailing back to Howie Kendrick. Easy play for him. First out, 7th.
All right, the bobblehead night is presented by Loyal Hygiene Solutions. You all know about it. Just saw it already. The first 1,250 fans that crawl over each other to get in get the Masson Dan Jason Worth amazing bobblehead. Head to PotomacNationals.com for more. It would have been better if you pressed it and it talked, is all I'm going to say.
Here's Gurriel. Oliver Perez, 2/3 of an inning here on Tuesday night. Came in to get Beltran on a pop-up batting right-handed, then fouled out Alex Stassi the following inning. He's got some giddy up on the heater tonight, 94.
Cue the Matador music. Let's go. 2 strikes. Play it. Don't care if we're on the road or not.
Yeah, and this is his inning.
Play it.
Nobody throwing in the Nationals bullpen. Swing and the miss with 91. So Oliver takes care of the first 2. Next up, Marwin Gonzalez.
El Matador turning his back and throwing some cheese at looked like harder than 91. By the way, Gurriel swung at that. So we got a Matador, a Rhino, and a Doctor. They all walk into a bar.
Bartender says, what is this, some kind of joke? Here's Marwin Gonzalez.
Got all kinds of creatures in the bullpen now. I like it.
So Gonzalez 1 for 2 career, with Oliver retiring him 2 nights ago. Now he's ahead. Am I dreaming, or do I hear Matador music?
It's on my phone. I played it.
Okay.
I just needed a fix.
That one stays outside 2-2.
You can see straight from behind how tough it is to pick this stuff up. I mean, he's giving you a different look every time. And the thing that amazes me about Ollie is that he can find his release point with all that different stuff he does. And if you watch him play catch, he practices it when he plays catch before batting practice every day. You know, he'll hesitate on some, he'll turn his back, just playing catch with his buddies.
In the air, straight back, out of play. Matt Wieters never saw it. Fortunately for him, way out of play.
This is kind of what you see at the plate. Watch. That was kind of the generic delivery from Ollie. And sometimes that's the one you least expect. I like when he quick pitches you with 2 strikes. That's my favorite one. This guy takes forever. I mean, quick pitch him.
Base is empty, 2 outs, and 2-2 to Marwin Gonzalez. In the air to right, De Aza. Some soft contact and a strikeout for Oliver Perez. Entrusted with the 7th inning. Olay. Let's go to the 8th. 3-0 Nats. Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. On to the 8th in Houston. Things moving fast tonight.
Is that the Hurricane? We need to go.
Take 2 out of 3 and get out of town. That's what the Nats want to do. Here's 21-year-old Francis Martes from the Dominican Republic, and the only Nat that's ever faced him is Howie Kendrick, 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
The opponent's hitting .242 against Martes.
Astros bullpen, 5 innings of scoreless relief in this series, and they are unscored upon in their last 12 2/3. 1.68 bullpen ERA in August.
Fastball 96, curveball 85, changeup 90.
He went.
Says curveball on Fangraphs. That looked like a slider to me.
Howie Kendrick getting those hands up to hit that thing out of play. Sean Doolittle for the 8th. Interesting.
Well, Beltran, you want to make him hit right-handed. McCann's a lefty.
Yeah.
Would they pinch hit Max Stassi for McCann?
Yeah. Yeah, Fisher, he's the left-handed batter. Number 9 spot. Howie Kendrick with a drive to right and just short of the track, kind of cozy out there. Josh Reddick pulls it in.
I mean, is Dusty going new school on us all of a sudden where the save is in the 8th in the high leverage situation and using his closer in the 8th? Well, I mean, this would be news.
And you go to the 9th and Altuve's not in the game. So that may be part of it.
Or maybe he's going 2-inning save.
Well, Sean Doolittle hasn't pitched in 2 nights. He threw 8 pitches here on Tuesday. As we've mentioned numerous times, Doolittle, Madsen, and Kinsler regularly throw 12 to 13 pitch innings.
But I mean, the other guy was a closer for the Twins too, so maybe he's going to pitch the 9th, and Dusty just flip-flopping him tonight. Interesting development.
And a chopper by Defoe, foul.
Springer, Bregman, both right-handers.
One-two, line drive, softly hit. Right at Bregman, the shortstop. 2 down.
Yeah, I think he's flipping the script tonight. We'll see.
Daniel Murphy looking for his first base hit tonight. Astros have pitched him well. He's 2 for 11 in the series. Did he stop? Jeff Kellogg says no.
It really doesn't matter what Daniel Murphy does in this game because the Mets are coming to town tomorrow and he will torture him as he usually does. A.J. Cole tomorrow night. Jacob deGrom. Gio Saturday
4:05 game. Right-hander Robert Gazelman. Mets haven't announced who's pitching on Sunday, and the Nats have Roark scheduled for at least one of the games.
StatCast powered by AWS.
Down and in, struck him out. 1-2-3 for Martes in the top of the 8th. Nats unscored upon, and Doolittle is on the way.
Early in the ball game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. So Steven Strasburg's left calf was cramping. Paul Lessard came out and gave him some sort of packet to maybe relieve the cramp, some electrolytes in it. Washed it down with some water, spit it out, and then got out Jose Altuve on a line drive to left, limped off the field. So a dramatic 6th inning for Steven Strasburg, and a great line for him tonight. He pitched his tail off once again.
Yeah. Nats hold on. He'll be 11-4. Gave up just 3 hits, no runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts. Sean Doolittle now. It'll be his first 8th inning appearance. In terms of saves for the Nats, 12 for 12, 15 on the year, 48 in his career. First up will be Carlos Beltran.
Yeah, the doctor is in, but he's in the 8th. We'll see how this affects him, maybe from a mental standpoint, if he's used to pitching the 8th. Or he doesn't care and just does what he does best, goes right after guys with that 95 to 97 mile an hour heater. Here we go.
Carlos Beltran, 1 for 2 career against him. Fastball up. That's the way he usually starts.
Beltran 194 right-handed. Dusty has turned him around every chance he's gotten in this series.
They got Davis, Springer, and Bregman. 1, 2, 3. Tuesday night. And now that one into the corner by Carlos Beltran. He'll cruise into second base with a double. Next up, Brian McCann.
Yeah, we'll see how this experiment goes, but knowing Sean Doolittle, the short time we have, he seems like that adrenaline junkie that lives for the last 3 outs. And Dusty going with the percentages here, trying to turn Beltran around. McCann left on left, Fisher left on left, and you understand the reasoning. But then there's also that whole psychological part of it that you're wondering about.
Brian McCann, first 6 times they've met, he's gone 1 for 5. told Jose Altuve left the game with neck discomfort. That's a base hit. Defoe had the hitter, played up the middle. Howie Kendrick unable to come up with it for a throw. And the Astros are on the board. It's a 3-1 game.
Now, well-placed ground ball, Wilmer up the middle. Interesting on the left-on-left matchup that you would shade that far to pull, and Ryan McCann takes advantage. Base hit, 3-1.
It's Brian McCann's 72nd career RBI against the Nationals. Here's Jake Marisnick hitting for Fisher. And in the number 9 spot last night, he went 2 for 4 with a home run, a single, a steal, and 2 runs scored.
Good trip by Daniel Murphy here. Try to settle things down for Sean.
Marisnick has a pinch hitter, 0 for 4. Fastball to left. Kendrick up against the 362 in the shadows to make the catch. 1 out.
Ball's 10 feet to the left. It's a tie game, but it wasn't. It's an out. Yeah, fastball down. Look at Matt Wieters, can't even look. He thought it was a home run. Just to the left of the Crawford boxes and in the shadows. Howie Kendrick makes the catch.
Here's George Springer. 3 for 5 career against Doolittle. Ground ball to short. Defoe, Murphy, 6-4-3. To the 9th we go. Doolittle gives up a run and then shuts the door. 2 double plays by the Nats tonight. Brought to you by visitannapolis.org. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. And by American Standard Heating and Air. Go to midatlanticcomfort.com for special offers and to find a dealer near you.
Dusty
pat by Dusty there.
pumping up his lefty, saying nice job. Interesting move by Dusty Baker, but it worked so far.
Ryan Zimmerman leads off the ninth. Right-hander Luke Gregerson, second appearance of the series, gave up a hit to Anthony Rendon in the ninth inning, scoreless on Tuesday evening.
Yeah, mucho sliders, 47% of the time at 82. Fastball 89, 2 pitches. You know, from where we're sitting, we had the angle on that fly ball, and it never was far enough left to think that it was going to get out on the short porch. You're wondering if it was going to get out where Howie caught that. But if you're sitting in the third base dugout, you don't have the same angle we had. And I'm sure there was a lot of guys in the dugout holding their breath on that Marisnick fly ball. Sean Doolittle saw it.
Ryan Zimmerman fouls one off to the left side. We'll set the Houston outfield for you in a moment. They've moved everybody around with Marisnick staying in the game. Two and one to Ryan.
You know, Dan was reminding me in the break that Dusty was talking about getting Brandon Kintzler 30 saves. And I remember him saying that a week or so ago.
He has 28.
So maybe that had something to do with tonight's decision. Or it was probably just the lefties, and then here come the righties, and this is the opportunity to do it, I guess.
Yeah, no saves for Kinsler as a net. Swing and a miss. Zimmerman saw some stuff away. Couldn't catch up with that one running in on his hands. One out. One thing about Sean Doolittle, things happen quickly. 8 pitches, 7 strikes to 4 batters there in the 8th. Tony's family, fan club, friends standing for what will, if things go well for the Nats, be his final at bat here in Houston.
I love it. Represent. That's what I'm talking about. Tony Two Bags. Didn't he get a big hit last time we were here, and he was with his family down the left field line for an extended time after the game?
Yes, he was. He's going to rocket one toward the gap in left center, and they're going to love this. Looks like his second double of the night. He's also walked and scored. And Anthony Rendon has salvaged himself a nice series.
High fives to the Rendon family section.
4 hits, a walk, stolen base here in Houston.
Tony Two Bags showed you the sign, and here's a double on cue. Flat out rake, Kenny. What a beautiful swing.
Nats trying to get that run back. Nat Wieters 2 runs tonight, a walk in the 5th, base hit in the 7th. Had the big hit on Tuesday night, the 2-run homer.
Thinking about beating J.D. Davis to the bag right now. Anthony Rendon peeking at third. Davis playing way off the bag. Might be a foot race if you try to steal, even with a lefty up.
At a 1-1. Step off instead.
It'd be a huge run. Get that run right back.
It's been a series of frustration. Nats haven't stranded a ton of runs. 3 Tuesday, 4 last night. So far 3 tonight, but they are 4 for 18 with runners in scoring position.
You know, I think this is where you caught a foul ball last time over here.
Me?
Yeah. Right up under the desk and you trapped it.
Yeah, maybe trapped one, didn't catch it. I know you and I both got one in 12.
Yeah.
You in Boston, and
You here?
it was Milwaukee actually.
Like I said, in Milwaukee.
Hey, they used to be in the American League. These guys used to be in the National League. I get it. Ed Waiters trying to get one through the shift. Alex Bregman, the shortstop, to his left. And then Taylor is next, 2 down.
If J.D. Davis is back, this is a great time for Michael A. Taylor to lay one down. And he's back.
Brent Strom is the Astros pitching coach. So the Nats trying to make it 10 of 11 against Houston and 14 of the last 16. Nationals would get their interleague record back even at 10 and 10. All time, by the way, they're 116 and 124 in interleague play as the Nats.
Kind of walking in right now. He was back for a minute. So forget about it. Never mind.
Breaking ball up and a strike in the zone to Michael A. Taylor. RBI double his last time up. Comebacker. Pitcher has it. And now with a 2-run lead, 3 outs to get for an interleague series win. Brandon Kintzler on the way. 1-5-1 Astros. Bregman, Davis, Reddick ahead. Bottom of the ninth, and here's some PNC numbers for you. We go inside. 28 saves for Brandon Kintzler this year with the Twins. Obviously, this would be his first with the Nats. And what he's doing with our ball club, very impressive. The ERA, outstanding. They're only hitting a .67 against Kintzler, who's given up 6 hits in those 11 innings. Not a big strikeout guy. Grounders his forte, 3 walks.
And basically 2 pitches for Brandon. Fastball 82% of the time, averaging 93. And you know about the sink on it, and then a slider 87 coming back the other way. Occasional changeup at 88. Opponent's hitting .232 against Brandon Kintzler, the Rhino.
Seldom lets the first batter get on. And that first guy is Alex Bregman. Kintzler pitched the 8th here. On Tuesday, gave up a couple of hits. Reddick and Gurriel got him. And after a sacrifice and an intentional walk, that big double play ball. That was really Houston's last gasp that night. Bregman tonight, 2 for 3, infield hit and a double.
I mean, you think about it now. You come to Nats Park and dress up as a matador. You could dress up as a doctor, and you could get a rhino mask and just have a whole section where everybody dresses up. Have some fun in the month of September and into October. Why not?
The pen.
I mean, we miss seeing the buffalo hats everywhere.
One ball, one strike. Base hit. Slider, fastball, fastball. And this would be Jose Altuve's spot. Instead, it's young power hitter J.D. Davis. Josh Reddick on deck.
This is where you have your old friend, the ground ball in your back pocket. And we talked about Dallas Keuchel all night with the ground ball percentage. That's what Brandon Kintzler does best.
Chopper. Kintzler gets it. His plays it first.
It's a nice play. No panic. Very athletic going down the backside of the mound. And Daniel Murphy giving him a little help too, knowing you're up by 2. Hey, just get the out at first base. How many times have you seen a pitcher right there panic, throw it into center field, and now you got a rally going? So you're up by 2. Watch the athletic play by Brandon Kintzler over the backside of the mound, and look at Murph. 1-1-1-1, and get the out at first for a big first out here in the bottom of the 9th. Yeah, don't try to do too much. Might have had a play, but there was nobody there looking at it again. And Ryan Zimmerman saying, nice job, got an out, here we go.
Here's Reddick. 1 for 2 against Kintzler with that base hit 2 nights ago. And the 92 heater running to the outside edge.
Yeah, outfield playing no doubles, tie and run at the plate. Just flip it into second.
On a pitch away, fouled upstairs. Murphy to pull, short right field. Defoe shading up the middle. Outfield pretty straight away. Reddick near the left field line, going foul and not reachable. Nice play. From the first base side of the pitching rubber. Getting that angle toward the outside corner. Reddick hits it up the middle to make it a one-run game. And that's his 6th hit. 4th RBI in these 3 games. 3-2 ball game.
Now right back up the box. Fastball away. Kind of actually pulled it back up the middle when you look at the location again. And just too hot to handle.
Yuli Gurriel is next.
I'll tell you this, you're not 28 games over 500 by going easily in the 9th inning.
Gurriel a base hit to left against Kinsler on Tuesday. Tying run first base. 1 out. Don't forget about Josh Reddick. He is 7 for 9 in steals.
There've been 3 ground balls in this inning. He just needs one right at somebody. The first one found the 5.5 hole. That one back up the box. So when you're a ground ball pitcher, not a strikeout pitcher in the 9th, you're at the mercy of those ground balls going at somebody or not.
A drive to left. Kendrick. It's over his head. Heading for third is Reddick. They're going to send him. Defoe double pumps. No chance at home. Tie game.
I guess it's tough to play no doubles in left here. And Gurriel may be making up for that ball that he decided to field on the backside of first base early in the game with a double over Howie Kendrick's head. And just like that, we got a tie ball game.
Next up is Marwin Gonzalez.
And the Nats are hoping it goes to the 10th now.
In a rare occurrence, Doolittle and Kinsler has given up. They have given up 5 hits, 3 runs. Fastball in there.
I know Dusty Baker as well as any manager ever played for. Right now, he's thinking, maybe I shouldn't have tinkered with things.
That's it. Howie Kendrick in the right spot. That ball just really took off. 0-1. My image of the Astros, watching highlights and reading about them first 2-3 months of the season, numerous walk-off victories here. Lots that come from behind action in the late innings. Nats have the infield to pull. Rendon pretty much alone on the left side.
See, but Diaz is too deep and right. You got to get to where you can throw out the winning run at home. He's playing no double still. I mean, this is where as an outfielder, you have to get to where you're comfortable to throw out the winning run at home. And he's way too deep. If they beat you over your head, they beat you over your head. It's not your fault it was a bad pitch, but as an outfielder in this situation, you have to be in a position to throw the guy out at home.
One and two, the count. Time given. Johnny Holiday, Ray Knight standing by with our WB Mason presented Nats Extra post-game show. Steven Strasburg has had a win taken away. Dallas Keuchel is off the hook. And a 1-2 pitch to Gonzalez. Swing and a miss. Heartbreaking ball down and in. 2 down.
Huge out.
Next up, Carlos Beltran.
And Mike Maddox can say, all right, we got a base to play with right now. Who do you feel more comfortable with? Look at the slider down and in for strike 3. Huge second out here in the bottom of the ninth. I mean, if you want, well, I don't think you do it. You could go all the way down to Derek Fisher if you wanted. Take throwing somebody out at home away from the scenario. Or Jake Marisnick, excuse me. Get the right-on-right matchup.
Carlos Beltran got them going on their way to their first run last inning with a leadoff double against Doolittle. Batting left-handed now.
All these games have been great games. Wow. Last night it got a little squirrely late, but that was a good one. First game, 1-run game, and here we go.
1-1 pitch. Beltran looks at a fastball right in their inner half. Well, he dropped a nasty slider down and into Marwin Gonzalez. First base open. McCann on deck. 2-2 count. And Kinsler was headed for the third base dugout. Thought he had a high strike call.
Pretty close. You got a base right here. You don't have to throw a strike.
Beltran will take the walk. Meaningless runner. Does set up a force play anywhere in case there's a slow hit grounder somewhere. And it'll be Brian McCann who drove in that first run of the game for Houston last inning. McCann career against Kintzler 1 for 2 with a solo home run. Close to the right shoulder.
He's still got a base, and nobody's throwing anybody out. Gurriel runs decent. I guess you could make that point. So you also have a right-on-right matchup in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, outfielders, all three of them pretty deep here. Crowd of 24,761. Whoever's left is standing. 1-0 pitch. High hop. Zimmerman grabs it, goes to the bag.
What a play.
That thing almost took off over his head.
It hit a cleat mark or something in the baseline and almost shot over Ryan Zimmerman's head. The quick cat-like reflexes send this to extra innings. Watch this play again. Top spin job. He does everything he can to glove it, and we're going to the 10th.
Here in Houston. The Nats this year in extra innings are 5-4, 1-2 on the road. 26-year-old Ken Giles, yeah, he's still just 26. We remember him 3 years ago as an up-and-coming hard thrower with the Phillies. Got dealt over here. 15 saves last year, 24 this year in 27 opportunities.
Yeah, fastball 98 on average, 50% of the time. Slider 87.
Adam Lind in the DH spot for Pedro Severino here in the top of the 10th. I mean, other than Francisco Liriano, their whole bullpen is right-handed. So here's Lind. In the series, Adam is 0 for 8. And against Giles, 1 for 2 career with the run batted in. 0-2 pitch. He turns on it, fouls it.
You saw why Dusty Baker did what he did tonight. He wanted left on left, right on right, flip-flop guys that have been having success in certain roles. And the Nats can still win this game.
Oh, 2, chopped foul.
But if it ain't broke, don't fix it, is the old motto, right? I mean, obviously the skipper forgot more about baseball than we'll ever know, and that's why he made the decision he made tonight. But, you know, I said it when Sean Doolittle came in. That guy's an adrenaline junkie. You saw his reactions after the 12 for 12 saves. I mean, he pumps fists. He lives for that. And sometimes you go matchups, and sometimes you think, hey, that's a good idea until you see it play out. And I guarantee you, Dusty Baker will tell you he's probably thinking about it right now.
Very close. Giles thought he had Adam Lind struck out. That was pitch number 5. So at least 2 baseballs, 2.5 outside the box.
And if you want my honest opinion, I think it would have been more dangerous if it worked.
One and 2. Shift on, target away. Adam Lind getting his cuts.
Pretty good numbers.
Amazing.
If you knew how hard pinch hitting was, those numbers are ridiculous.
Matt Albers for the bottom of the 10th. So Adam Lind's going to battle to at least 9 pitches here. Mentioned the Nats 1 and 2 on the road in extra innings, 5 and 4 overall. Houston 4 and 3, at home 2 and 2.
Great fight going on. Cold turkey off the bench facing triple digits, and you're doing this. Pitch coming.
Crowd starting to buzz about this.
What a battle. 12th pitch coming, and it's a 1-2 count. I mean, you have to be on the 100 and fight to hit anything else. You can't even think about off speed.
Fastball away, can't get to the triple digit. Heater, 1 out. 13 pitch at bat.
Yeah, not a whole lot of time to wait around and see if it's a ball or a strike at triple digits.
Alejandro De Aza 0 for 3 with a ground ball RBI tonight. The scoreless streak for the Houston bullpen is now up to 15 innings. They're through 7 1/3 here against the Nats.
You got a guy that throws 100. Let him supply the power. Easy to say.
Two 1. Listen, out of play to the left side.
Now this thing going extra innings, it becomes even more critical to win based on the travel and the schedule coming up. Talked about it early how important this game is because of tomorrow and getting in late tonight. Usually field the second day on Saturday, then you got to play 2 games on Sunday. I feel like a truck hit you tomorrow.
Swing and a miss. 88 on the slide piece, down and in, 2 down. Howie Kendrick, 0 for 1 career with a walk against Ken Giles. Outfield around to the right, and Reddick really guarding that shadowy corner out there in deep left field. Anything off the scoreboards too. Don't want to give up a triple if you're defensing this outfield in this yard.
Anything over the scoreboard's 1.
Nice thought. Nats have hit 1 homer in this yard, and that's Matt Wieters.
Tough to turn around 100 though. Or
And he drops that on you.
yeah, or that.
Astros crowd on its feet. It's a pretty good take when it's 0-2 and the guy can throw 100. Swing and a miss on another slider. Strikes out the side, all swinging. Matt Albert's job now is to keep it 3-3. Bottom 10 coming. 10 for Houston. George Springer, Alex Bregman after that. Matt Albers, 2/3 of an inning last night. Started the 7th inning. Got a couple of outs, walked Jose Altuve, then was relieved by Matt Grace.
Yeah, big time run on the fastball at 93, 68% of the time. Slider, occasional change to go with it, but really 2 pitches. Slider averaging 87 on the year.
So the Nats now will have some defensive changes. Andrew Stevenson goes to right. Howie Kendrick has been replaced by Stevenson in the lineup, and Alejandro De Aza, who goes to left. Marisnick 1-for-1 career against Matt Albers with a single. See a lot of high choppers on this infield here.
That's firm.
Trying to run that fastball back. He had tremendous run on that pitch last night. One just stayed away.
Pretty close, I thought.
One and two. Up and in to strike out Jake Marisnick.
Like that pitch by Matt Albers. He gets you looking down for the 2-seam fastball, then pops one letter high for strike 3. Marisnick with an uppercut swing, can't get on top of that.
Albers got Springer on a line drive to right last night. To a knee again goes the hard swinging, free swinging George Springer.
Well, I don't know if the batter's box is hard. He's wearing plastic cleats or what, but he's gone to a knee 3 times tonight on swings and misses. And it looks like he has steel cleats on. I feel like he's slipping. Generally speaking, if for those of you that don't know, batter's boxes will be clay. And then they'll put the dirt over the top. So when you dig your spikes in, they kind of sink into the clay a little bit and you get good footing. It looks like, you know, it's the rest of the dirt, but they just put like a little layer on top of the clay.
2-1. Fair ball. Anthony Rendon from right at the bag. 2 down. Alex Bregman.
No doubles. Perfect throw.
Bregman got the 9th inning going with a base hit to left. So he's 3 for 4 tonight. And in the series, 6 for 14. with Sammy Solis. There's that run back.
I know that guy.
Clippard.
Yep.
He was set to come in and close the game for a save last night. And when the Astros went up by 5, they sat him down. He said after the game he was all geared up to come in, and all of a sudden, boom, shut down. They used Francisco Liriano for the 9th inning last night with that big lead. It's ball 3. Next up, the youngster J.D. Davis. Three-one pitch, and now it's full.
3-1 slider.
He runs that fastball back. Bregman walks away. He knows he's been had. Matt Albers, 2 strikeouts. We're going to the 11th in a 3-3 getaway game. Go 11, 3-5-0 Nats, 3-8-1 Astros. This ball club's hard to put away. A lot of late inning success, as we mentioned this year. A run in the 8th, and then the 9th came along with Brandon Kitzler trying to close it out 3-1, and Alex Bregman got things started.
Yeah, ground ball, you're thinking, well, that's what Brandon does. He gets ground balls, but a couple found the holes. Bregman would score on the Reddick single up the middle, and this is the big blow by Gurriel. You runner on first base, you're thinking no doubles right there, but there's only so much room unless you play around the corner. And that's where that ball was hit, perfectly placed. And that's where we are, all tied up. Going to the 11th inning. I know this guy.
He's 32 years old now. Traded by the D-backs to the Yankees last year. Then the Yankees to the White Sox in the Todd Frazier deal. Then the White Sox here on August 13th to Houston for a player to be named later or cash. The changeup. What else? Strike one to Wilmer Difo, who's never faced Tyler Clippard.
He said they asked him what he wanted on the nickname jerseys coming up over the weekend, and he told them rent a clip. So he didn't know if they're going to put it.
It's a bunt. Time for the glove. Safe. J.D. Davis came in, gloved it, made a strong throw. Wilmer Difo too quick.
Well, he took way too much time with that. He fielded it just normally, stood up and made the throw. I mean, that has to be a scouting report. Someone told Wilmer to lay one down on J.D. Davis. The way he fielded that was very uncomfortable. Watch this. Perfect bunt. Give Wilmer tons of credit, but watch how nonchalant J.D. Davis is. You see Wilmer run first. That doesn't show it. He took his time to make the throw to first, and Wilmer just beat it.
There's Daniel Murphy. 3 for 12 career against Tyler Clippard. And that one bounces up, hits Murphy, and stays close enough. Maybe Difo had a hard time seeing it.
Well, you heard the whole first base dugout yelling go, but look at the bunt one more time. Davis is in, but watch him take it, shuffle, and throw. That took too long. Difo too fast. You see Anthony Rendon do it. He fields it on the left, throws it on the right. That's the play that it would have taken to get Difo.
Clippard's changeup hangs up and away, 2-0.
I always felt like Tyler Clippard was a guy who could steal a base on because he starts open and his front shoulder moves first. And if you're in a lead, it's all you have to do is look at the C on Clippard, and as soon as that moves in, you take off. Gives you an extra step.
Runner holding, 3-0.
See a green light here. You're going to get a 3-1 change. I say yeah. Why not?
On the 90 heater, it's 3-1.
There's a changeup.
As mentioned earlier, Brian McCann, and he hasn't worked with Tyler Clippard hardly at all. He's just off the DL. Clippard new to the ball club. 7 for 51 against runners this year. A lot of that's on his pitching staff. But you would think 3-2, one of the best hitters in the game, Difo would be moving.
Yeah, send him. 44 stolen bases career off Tyler Clippard, only 15 caught. And the key, and I'm sure Davey Lopes is all over it, is that front shoulder.
Difo running. Murphy, line drive behind him. Fortunately, it didn't carry to Gonzalez. Might have busted his bat on that. Soft enough to advance the runner. Ryan Zimmerman 0 for 1 against his former teammate. With a walk.
I wonder,
Nats are playing, pardon me, FP.
I wonder who's giving the scouting report right there.
Maybe the pitcher.
Yeah, this is what I want to do. I would think that Ryan's going to see more fastballs than changeups in this at bat. We'll see.
Nats are playing their first extra inning game on the road since May 9th at Baltimore, 3.5 months ago. Ryan 0 for 4 tonight, 1 for 12 in the series.
Slider.
Yeah.
Had a good rip, got a good pitch. This is where if you're Wilmer Difo on second base, you might be looking for some off speed in the dirt, whether it's that fork ball he throws with 2 strikes or a changeup down or maybe even a slider. After you see a guy take a hack like that on a fastball, might not get another one. Did.
Yeah, Ryan unable to get over the top of it.
It's close.
So Marwin Gonzalez trying to keep Difo honest there at second base. We've got Ryan with the outfielders bunched a bit toward the gap the other way. Battling in an 0-2 count. And that ball got him on the hand. Ryan Zimmerman hit by the pitch. Left hand. 2 on, 1 out.
Hope he's okay.
Astros are looking into their dugout, and here comes A.J. Hinch.
You gonna take a look at it?
He's going to challenge whether or not Ryan was hit.
I don't know. His hand looked pretty pink to me when he was going to first. Where did it get him? Thumb? Show it to me again. Show it to us again. What do we got? That's the split you're talking about. Got away from Tyler. I have no idea.
Interesting, Chad Whitson, when he left home plate, consulted with first base umpire James Hoy to see if he had seen anything clearly. And then when he got whatever answer he did, then he joined Jeff Kellogg to go over to the third base side to put on the challenge headsets. Houston fans reacting like they think it hit the bat, but you know they would.
Could have got hand and bat. I think he wants to drive in the winning run. I mean, there's no way he's faking it. Remember when he got hit in San Francisco and Bruce Bochy challenged it? Missed a bunch of games after that one. But he told us all after he would never fake getting hit by a pitch. He's looking at the mark. Go show him the mark, Ryan. Go show him right there. Look. Right there on that finger. It's probably bleeding. He's showing the first base umpire right now. James Hoy. Does that supersede guys in the room in New York?
You would think it could or should. This is taking a while. And usually the longer it takes, the less likely they are to overturn, but that's common sense speaking. We haven't always had it work out that way.
I think we're going to listen to it. I don't know. Sound like flesh.
This is where we talk about a time limit. Are they going to send Ryan Zimmerman back to the batter's box? It appears they are.
He can win a ball game right now, and that's got to be the mindset. And I'm sure he's thinking it. As long as his hand's okay. Got to get dressed again. Dusty Baker going to come out and have a talk.
Three minutes and 2 seconds for that. Crew chief Jeff Kellogg walking down from third base. He stops as Dusty makes a U-turn.
I mean, the best thing that could happen is get a hit. I mean, it's a great story developing if he does, right?
So that's called a foul ball. Count stays 0-2.
He's having trouble getting his batting glove on.
Take all the time you need, Ryan.
Trouble gripping the bat, it looks like. I don't think I've ever rooted for a hit more.
On a ball in the dirt, Zimmerman strikes out, and everybody's going to be safe. So be careful what you wish for sometimes. Strikeout, wild pitch.
There's so many baseball gods floating around the stadium tonight, it's ridiculous. Was that the split in the dirt again? McCann couldn't get down quick enough. It goes 5-hole, Defoe to third, Ryan hustles to first. So all that for that, and now Anthony Rendon in front of everybody he knows has a chance to be a hero.
First and third, one out. That's best hitter in this series in the batter's box. 2 for 3 night, pair of doubles and a walk. Rendon sitting on 77 RBIs. Astros in at the corners, halfway up the middle. Rendon, fly ball, left field. Great speed at third. Reddick the throw. It's a good one. Runner is safe. Ball gets away. Nationals lead 4-3.
I'll tell you what, give Wilmer Defoe tons of credit. I mean, the guy starts the inning out with a base hit bunt. J.D. Davis playing right in his face, beats it out. Then gets to third on the wild pitch, and this is what, a 250-foot sac fly, maybe? Forcing the issue at third base. Reddick can throw. It was a good throw, just a little offline, but I think even a good throw Wilmer beats right there. Wilmer Defoe, ladies and gentlemen, instant offense. Love it.
Ryan Zimmerman remaining at first on that play, and the hitter is Matt Wieters. 78 RBIs for Rendon. His first driven in this series. Sammy Solis hot for a while. Maybe for Reddick, the second batter. But you've got two right-handers due up in the 11th. Matt Albers threw 14 pitches.
I have makeup on and a tie. And I'm not a manager, but I like what Matt Albers just did. I don't know if he's done or he's shut down or he's going back out. But we'll see. First things first, try to add on some more runs.
Two and one. And Tyler Clippard's fastball way up and away. Matt Wieters 2 for 8 against Clippard.
He looks like he's done.
Yeah. This is a strange inning. If you want to play the what-if game, you don't know how Rendon's at bat would have worked out. But right now it could be first and second, no runs in, 2 down. On the move, on the 3-2 pitch is Zimmerman, and Matt Wieters stays in there. We're just rewinding our videotape there. You know, and Ryan Zimmerman, when he went to UVA, you have to take the honor code there.
Yeah.
You cannot lie for the rest of your life when you go to UVA. So,
well, somebody tweeted at me, if the glove doesn't fit, his finger was it, you must have quit. That is good stuff.
oh boy. Wieters, this ball's going to drop. And Zimmerman was running on the pitch. Let's see what Bob Henley does. He's going to send him. Here comes the relay. It is high and late, and the Nationals lead 5-3. Matt Wieters' second hit tonight, third of the series, and he's driven in 3 here in Houston.
I'll tell you what, Marisnick sat on that ball in center field, and that gave Bob Henley a chance. I mean, great at bat by Matt Wieters. He goes out and hooks an outside pitch. But watch the route Marisnick takes here. Ryan's off on the pitch, right? He kind of sits on it right there, and that gives Bob Henley a chance to wave Zimmerman around third. Kind of a circuitous route to the baseball, but he had to play it on a hop. Little stumble by Ryan that I didn't see the first time. And then the head first slide into first to make it a 2-run Nats lead. Good hustle, nice swing, good at bat. Nice job, Bob Henley.
Single RBI. Taylor now. Michael A. 0 for 2 against Tyler Clippard. What's up, Dan?
Bob, when Ryan Zimmerman got back to the dugout and was getting high fives from his teammates, he was holding up his hands to everyone as if to say, take a look for yourselves. I got hit.
Hey, he took the honor code. We believe him.
It might have hit both. I think that's what he's saying right now, but more of his hand. And there he is. He's showing the fingernail. Either way, it worked out.
Yeah, it's interesting. You can win a challenge and lose a ball game.
don't know that I would have challenged that. You had first base open. You're setting up maybe a double play.
Rendon was going to hit the inning anyway. And excuse me, swing by Taylor, scooped by Davis, and Michael A. Taylor almost beat that out. National speed a factor in the 11th with Wilmer Defoe getting things going, and now a 2-run lead. Mets are heading home. The Mets are going to be waiting. Yeah, they're already resting in D.C. Washington 9-3 against the Mets this season. Anthony Rendon had the amazing day against them. 24 home runs in 12 games. 7 runs a game. Nats hitting .280 against Mets pitching. Anthony Rendon, 15 RBIs. Murphy, 13. Zimmerman, 13. We'll get you going at 6:30 p.m. But the Nats are facing Jacob deGrom tomorrow night, and our ball club is throwing A.J. Cole. Nice series for Matt Wieters as things are turning out. Now he'd like to guide Sammy Solis to his first big league save.
Yeah, Jacob deGrom sitting in his hotel room right now saying, play 20 innings tonight. 19th appearance for Sammy Solis. ERA at 9.39. Opponents hitting .286 against the fastball slider change combination. Fastball averaging 94.
Astros have never faced Sammy Solis. J.D. Davis. First pitch 76. The breaking ball for a strike. Got ahead, now it's 2-1.
They got a 2-run lead now instead of a 1-run lead. You got to challenge these guys. Go right after them with your best stuff. Here it is, hit it.
Yeah, can't walk anybody here.
Like that.
Some pop on the 93 heater. That ball driven to right. It's not too deep out there, and it's a 1-run game.
First career home run for J.D. Davis. And that's an easy swing. Leg kick, fastball down the middle, and he just went with it. And you called it, short porch and right, that ball carried. And just like that, we got a one-run game.
88 minor league home runs, one of their best power prospects. And now here's Reddick, who's 1 for 4 with an RBI single. Sammy gets a lefty-lefty matchup here.
It's a heavyweight fight.
And this one out to center, not very deep. Taylor, 1 out. Now it's back to a lefty-righty matchup with Yuli Gurriel and Marwin Gonzalez, the switch hitter. Gurriel, the big hit of the game for the Astros. The double in the ninth that had another gear to it when it sailed over Howie Kendricks' head for a game-tying double.
I just like the fact that they're 2 winning teams, 2 first-place teams. When you get series like this, why are you in first place? Because you never quit. You never give up. You play a team that's 20, 30 games under 500, that they're packing it in the 9th inning. They're thinking about the spread and maybe, how many hits they got and checking the box score in the morning. But when you face a team that's 26, 27 games over 500, and you're the same kind of team, these are the games you get. This is baseball at a different level.
Popped him up on a heater. Murphy pointing. Stevenson, for a moment, he couldn't see it, it appeared. 2 outs, threw his arms out.
Well, he did lose it in the sun. But I saw what you saw. He put both arms up to the side. Is it twilight?
Marwin Gonzalez, last hope for the Astros in a 1-run game. Nats trying to wrap up a 5-2 trip. First pitch, curveball, 77 inside. Two and 0. Tepper, Sammy's got it, and he makes a throw for his first major league save. Nats hold on to win it 5-4 in extra innings here in Houston.
That's the 9th Nat to record a save this year. That's a new team record. And I'm giving my sneaky MVP to Ryan Zimmerman, who made a heck of a play on a bad hop to keep this game going. Then with one hand went in and struck out and got the first, and all that stuff happened. So what a game here from Houston. We'll see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming home.
5-7-0 Nats, 4-9-1 Houston. Nationals win their 76th game of the year. Steven Strasburg pitched well enough to get a win tonight, but the Astros came back to tie it and took that away from him. But hopefully that calf is okay. Friday, it's A.J. Cole for the Nats, Jacob deGrom for the Mets. Nats Extra gets underway at 6:30.